Okay, so in this lecture, we are supposed to discuss about the physical geology and what is geology, what are the various branches of geology, and how this concept of geology is being evolved from various theories, and how can we classify this geology in terms of various parameters. So all those things we are going to discuss in this session. So as an introduction part, here you can see the image itself shows that various names here, and you can see the central name, it is nothing but geology pathways. Okay, it is nothing but various, that is here you can see this is for chemistry, this is physics, here you can see there is engineering, there is natural resources. So from here itself you can simply guess that all the branches, all the physics, chemistry, all the physical matters, all the chemical matters, all the engineering factors, all the natural resources, so every aspect of living things or this universe is interconnected with this geology. So we people are relating all these things, that is the physical environment, the chemical environment, every aspect of living. Okay, then here you can see various subdivisions. It may be demarcated with using this arrow mark, that is igneous petrology, metamorphic petrology, mineralogy, volcanology. Then here you can see planetary science, natural hazards, remote sensing, structural geology, paleontology, sedimentology, stratigraphy, geochronology, then geomorphology, environmental geology, hydrogeology, engineering geology, paleontology, everything. So all this can be considered as the various branches of geology, depends upon the formation, depends upon the evolution and various processes which results the formation of various landforms. Okay. Yes. Then what is the word geology indicates? It is nothing but the study of earth. Geo, as we know, is a Greek word which means earth. Geo, it is nothing but earth. Ology is a representation used to various studies. Ology is in the sense the study of. So simply we can define geology as the study of earth. Okay. Then now we can keep more, that is it's a Greek word means earth, logos means science, so we can define. So always defining a concept is very important in learning any concept. So we should be very thorough with the basic concept. Without the basic concept you cannot learn very hard things, you cannot move in depth in the subject. So the basic concept, basic terms, basic terminologies, everything that should have to be always be in your mind. Then only you can go through various in-depth series of knowledge. If you are lacking your basic knowledge and if you are moving ahead for your deep knowledge, the matter is that your doubts won't be clarified as you think. The main reason is that you are not having the basic knowledge. Since you are gathering something, but you cannot grasp over or you cannot remember all those things, and you are not able to reproduce the same thing. So the basic things are very simple, the concept is very simple. So understand the concept, then you can jump to your higher level. Okay, so first of all you need to have a definition for geology. If someone is asking what's your geology, you should be always answerable. You can say that this, that, so it should be an appropriate answer is needed for that. So we can simply define geology as the study of earth, or else is a branch of science dealing with the study of earth. It's also known as earth science. So next is this geology comes under earth science. Okay, the study of the earth comprises of the whole earth, its origin, structure, composition and history, and the nature of process. So what all the things that we are learning about the earth, it is very important. Here you can see the earth. So if someone is asking what things you are studying from the earth, that is all earth we are studying. That is origin, how the earth is formed. Then structures, what are the structures present here or how the structures are formed. Then composition, as we know, everything, whatever the thing may be, everything have a particular composition, a particular chemical composition and a particular physical nature also. So we are interpreting or we are interpreting the composition. Next is history. History in the sense how this thing came into existence. As we know, initially there was no life forms, but suddenly due to various factors or various phenomena, life forms exist. And as we know, the evolution of human being, evolution of various plants, evolution of various animals, everything come existence in this path. Initially there was nothing, but now we can distinguish all these things in different forms, different patterns and different origin. So geology, it is nothing but all. Geology combines all these things. We are relating all these things and we are inferring that the earth, it is being like this, or it was like this, or it will be like this. Okay, remember that we are inferring all these things. We are studying about the origin, structure, composition, history. It is not just only to understand what was it, but also what will be. Okay, geologists can predict what will be happening and what was happened and what is happening. Okay, so past, present and future. Yes. Then there is another question, how old is the earth? It's a very simple question and it's a very important question. Okay, so this is a very important question, how old is the earth? So before going to the answer of this question, you should have to know how this age of the earth is determined or how we can find the age of the earth. It is very important. The method that we are using to know or we are using to calculate the age of the earth is radiometric dating. Okay, we are using radiometric dating with using uranium and thorium. With using this technique only, we are finding the age of the earth. Okay, it may be in million years or in billion years. Okay, so we can say that age of the earth, that is 4.5 to 4.6 billion years. That is, you can simply note it down as 4.6 billion years old. Okay, so this is a very important thing. Age of the earth is very important. That is 4.6 billion years old. And how this age of the earth was calculated? It is by the way of radiometric dating, that is by uranium and thorium. Okay. Yes. Then what are the components of geology? As we know, every subject has various components, maybe physical components, maybe chemical components or whatever it may be. So subject, that is earth study, also has various components. Okay, that is, the components or the geology is broadly divided into two types. First is physical geology. As the name indicates, that examines the materials. That is, earth is made up of what? What are the materials which is comprises here, and what are the processes that leads to this formation, and what is beneath the surface of the earth. Okay, what is inside the earth, how they are formed, and what it is. All these things are coming under physical geology. That is the physical nature of various things present in this earth. How earth is formed, what are the various processes result in the formation of the earth, and what are the materials present. Okay. Then, especially this deals with the rock materials and the geologic process. Then we can say that this physical geology damnly deals with rock materials, because rock is always an indicator of various age, various formations, various climatic conditions, everything we can infer from this rock material. So physical geology moreover deals with then various geologic factors or geologic process. As we know, each and every landform is created with the help of a Geologic agent. There are various geologic agents, which includes water is an agent, wind is an agent, then temperature, climate is an agent. So all this are various types of agents which results in the formation of various landforms. It includes geologic processes. What all are the processes which happened to resolve this particular landform? Okay, that is physical geology, about the physical factors and various forms simply. The next is historical geology. It's another broad band of geologies. Historical geology. What history geology infer? It's very important. That is, it examines the origin of the earth, origin of life, and changes in earth and life through time. The important is that the life through time. That is, initially, how was the life? Currently, how is the life moving? Future, how will be the life? Okay, so all those things. Historical geology is that it says about the old. So why we need to study about the old is to know the present and to predict the future. If you want to predict the future, we need to study the past. Okay, with past knowledge only we can predict the future. So we should have to examine and study how the earth was formed, what was the material this earth is composed of, and what was the origin of life, then various changes in earth, especially life forms changes as time changes. That's very important. At what particular time period what was formed, at a particular time period what was the changes happened to the previous one. So it was very important. So historical geology is very important for future studies. Okay, then we can say that it deals with the layered rock records and fossils. Especially if you want to study something about the past, the first thing that we need to see is the fossils, that is paleo. If you want to say about fossil, that is paleontology, study of fossil. If you want to study about the past climate, so you need to study about the paleo climate. Then if it is water, paleo channels, paleo water channels you need to study. So all these things, if you want to study about the ancient period or the history of a particular phenomenon, you should have to go for the paleoclimatic studies, paleoatmospheric studies, then paleontology is fossil studies, whatever it may be. Okay. So these are the two components of geology. First is physical geology and the next is historical geology. Okay. Then now here you can see different branches of geology. As we have already said that this subject is also having various branches. And what is the speciality of these various branches is that each branch is recognized with a specific phenomenon and it is in depth of that particular point. Say for example, physical geology. Physical geology in the sense it deals with all the physical landforms, all the physical processes, all the physical formulas, all the physical histories. What history infer about the physical features, physical processes, everything is being incorporated in this physical geology. Next is crystallography. Maybe for minerals and rocks, how these minerals and rocks are formed and what are the types of minerals or rocks formed, what will be the formulas, or how we can classify different rock structures, or how we can classify different minerals, depends upon the phases, depends upon the vertexes, depends upon the axis. All these things comes under this crystallography. Okay. Then mineralogy. What is a mineral composition of various minerals and of various rocks? Okay. Next is petrology. It is completely of this rock. Rocks, origin, occurrence, uses, compositions, history, everything. Next is structural geology. Structural geology deals with the structural features, various structural features that was present on the earth and various structural features resulting to various other features or landforms, everything. Then stratigraphy, it is nothing but the study of various layers, various stratas. Usually sedimentary stratas are used to study. Then paleontology, as we have already discussed, it is the study of ancient flora and fauna. Historical geology is also we have discussed just now. The next is economic geology. Economic geology is nothing but the uses, valuation, occurrence, formation of various economic minerals and rocks. So as we know, there are various economic minerals as well as various economic rocks are there. Okay, so based on that, how it is being formed, how we can use that without exploitation, or what will be the criteria of formation of those things, or what is the age of those things, what all the relevant things related with economic rocks and minerals comes under economic geology. Next is mining geology. How mining is done and what are the factors that have to keep in mind while starting a mine, running a mine, every process of mining. And what all are the things we can mine using different technologies. Okay. Next is civil engineering geology. Of course, it is needed for construction of dams, bridges, tunnels, everything. We need geological factors and geological formations. Everything is being studied before the construction of dams, bridges, houses, roads, rails, everything. So it is being highly applicable in civil engineering field. Next is hydrology. Always we know water is very precious and water is very important for all life forms. So hydrology is the branch of geology which completely deals with the study of water. Okay, how this water is formed and about the paleo water channels, everything comes under this hydrogeology. Then Indian geology. It is geology about the Indian scenario. In Indian scenario, how can we define this geology and what will be the various outcome. Then resource engineering, it also depends upon the various natural resources that we can extract with using this geological concept or this geological knowledge. Finally, photogeology. Photogeology is also a branch which is used for this various excavation processes. Okay, so this all can be considered as the various branches of geology. Now we can go one by one. One is physical geology. As the name indicates, there is some physical features or physical phenomenon that is occurring. That is physical geology. Okay. As a branch of geology, it deals with the various processes of physical agents such as wind, water, glacier and sea waves. So as we can see, as in the image, you can see it is a rock. Here you can see there is a rock is there. So here you can see stage 1, stage 2, stage 3 and here is the final stage or the fourth stage. Okay, what is the change from 1 to 2, 2 to 3 and 3 to 4? That is what is the study physical things. Okay. So physical geology is the various processes of physical agents such as wind. What are the physical agents is very important. One is wind, next is water, next is glacier and the sea waves. These runs on these agents go on modifying the surface of the earth continuously. So when these features are moving across the earth, this will continuously modify the various landforms or various structures present in this earth. Physical geology includes the study of erosion, transportation and deposition, that we call it as ETD. That is erosion. First of all, it will erode something. Then next is it will transport those eroded material. Finally, it will deposit all this eroded material. So erosion, transportation and deposition. That is ETD. The study of physical geology plays a vital role in civil engineering, that we always know. Say for example, if we are constructing a tunnel, so we should have to know the type of rock associated with the particular area, whether it is having a particular stress limit or whether it is very feeble or it is a very hard rock or it is very structured one or it is very well compacted one. All those things are very important. So it is vital applications are there in civil engineering field. Then it reveals constructive and destructive process of physical agents at a particular site. Okay, so what is constructive and destructive agent? It is nothing but the various processes that occurs inside and outside. Okay, physically we are saying something means it only describes the physical feature or the physical shape. Okay, it helps in selecting a suitable site for different types of project to be taken. Yeah, how it is useful in civil engineering, that is how to select a site or how to select various materials or various phenomena, that is physically, chemically and mechanically. Okay, all these things comes under this physical geology. And finally you can see rock with crack. Initially it was a rock, it may have some crack, then water enters the crack, freezes and expands the crack. What will happen when water enters through this crack? It will expand. So this cracks deepens more, water enters and freezes. As we know, ice need more space than compared to water. So if it is again freezing, then continuously this freeze and thaw will break this rock into 2 or 3 parts. Why? Because the area will be increased. So more water will be accumulated, more freezing will occur. So finally what will happen? That will smash. Then next branch of geology, it is nothing but crystallography. Okay, crystallography is the branch of geology. Crystallography that we have already discussed, that the branch of geology which deals with the study of various crystal. As we know, there are various crystal. So how we can define this crystal? How we can define the shape? How we can define the size? How we can define the phases, a vertex? Everything is being studied in this crystallography. Okay. So a crystal is a regular polyhedral form bounded by smooth surfaces. Here you can see this is actually a crystal. This is another crystal. This is another crystal. This is how in crystallography the crystals will be modulated. Here you can see the phases. Then symmetry elements. Here you can see the symmetry elements. Okay. Then here you can see the forms. What form each phase is consisting. This is how we are marking various phases, vertex, symmetry elements, everything in a crystal. Okay, the study of crystallography is not much important to civil engineering, but to recognize the minerals in the study of crystallography is necessary. Okay, so in civil engineering, this crystallography is not so important. Why? Because we need not want to know the shape, size and phase of crystals, but we need to know the basic things and hardness, everything about the crystal. But this is very important in identifying various crystals, or we need to various names should be given to crystals. For all those purposes, this crystallography is very important. Next is mineralogy. As we have already said, minerals are very spacious. So identifying, preserving, extracting for each and every purposes, this mineralogy plays an important role. So the branch of geology deals with the study of minerals. A mineral may be defined as a naturally occurring homogeneous solid inorganically formed having a definite chemical composition and ordered atomic arrangement. So it is a simple definition for a mineral. Here you can see various minerals, that is quartz mineral is there, basalt is there, breccia. So all these are various minerals. Okay, fluorite, granite. So how these minerals are formed, how we can define these minerals, how we can distinguish one from other. What is the formation where we can observe, and what is the index things, that is if a particular area is having a particular rock type or a particular plant type or something, can be infer it as an indicator of any kind of minerals or something. So all these things, formations and various uses of these minerals, where these minerals are used, everything comes under this mineralogy. Then here you can see the study of mineralogy is most important for a civil engineering student to identify the rocks. Okay, if we want to identify the rocks, means we should have to identify the type of minerals present in the rock. Then only we can easily identify what rock it is. Yes, in industries such as cement, iron, steel, fertilizers, glass industry and so on. As we know, it is very mandatory. Then in the production of atomic energy. Yes, atomic energy also, these fuels and also this minerals, its chemical composition, characters, then decaying property, everything should have to be studied very carefully. Okay. Yeah, the next is petrology. As the name indicates, it is nothing but a study of rocks. That is, mainly there are three types of rocks present. One is igneous rock, that is, which is formed directly from the magma. Then this down portion you can see the rock cycle. That is, initially there was magma, and the rock which is formed directly from the magma is known as igneous rock. That is intrusion. Then this igneous rock may cause weathering or some erosion, transportation, deposition, and it may be formed as either sedimentary or metamorphic rock. Then this, if it is being converted to sedimentary, means it will be again converted to metamorphic. If it is converted to metamorphic, means it will be converted to sedimentary. So hence it is known as a cyclic process. In some cases these igneous forms may cause, or it may be reverted. Okay, as this temperature pressure condition changes, it may form as magma also. So this is what we call it as the rock cycle. Then, as a branch of geology, it deals with the study of rocks. A rock is defined as an aggregation of mineral found in the earth crust. The study of petrology is more important for a civil engineer, just to identify the various rocks, formations, then how which rock can be used for various construction, which is very hard rock, which is very soft rock, then structural features and fossils present in which rock. So for everything or every aspect, they need to know about the various rock. Okay. Yeah. Next is structural geology. As the branch of geology, it deals with the study of structures. As here you can see various structures. Sometimes you may have seen some structural features which are there in the rock. So this is the structure found in the rock. It is also known as tectonic geology or simply tectonics. So this structural geology can also be said as the tectonic geology, because due to some tectonic disorders or some tectonic movements, the structures are usually formed. Okay, so it is known as tectonic geology or simply tectonics. Then, structural geology is an arrangement of rocks and plays an important role in civil engineering in the selection of suitable sites for all types of project. Yeah. The next is how this is practically implemented. So all this concept can be practically or working. You can say practical working is more prominent in civil engineering field, because various construction of various dams, tunnels, buildings, everything, this should have to be kept in mind. If it is highly structured or if it is highly folded or folded terrain, means you should have to rethink for various construction, because we can call the area as a tectonically active region. So if we are constructing something, sometimes there is a possibility of some tectonic movements or some tectonic activities. Okay, that may adversely affect. Okay, so that is structural geology. Yes, next is stratigraphy. As we have already said, stratigraphy is the study of stratified rocks, that is strata or layers. That is usually the sedimentary rocks, how these rocks are formed, what is the chemical composition of each and every layer, then how can we define various layers, then depends upon the time, that is from the very beginning to the current, what changes occurs with respect to the time period. That is, now the age of the earth is 4.6 billion years old. So in this 4.6 billion years old, how the stratas can be changed and what are the various fossils present in various layers or something. So everything related to this layers, sedimentary layers, it is studied under stratigraphy. Okay. The next is paleontology. Paleontology is nothing but the study of fossil, that is fossil flora and fauna, that is both plants and animals. Fossils are very useful in the study of evolution and migration of animals and plants through ages. If you want to determine the particular age of something, or you want to find the particular age of something, this fossil record is very important and is mandatory. Okay. Then ancient geography and climate of an area. Also, if you want to know the climate of an area also, this will be very helping parameter. Okay. Yeah. The next is historical geology. Historical geology, that we have already said that it includes study of both stratigraphy and paleontology, because we want to infer what was initially. So it uses civil engineering to know about the land and the sea, that is the climate, and how the climate is evolving as the time moves. Okay, that is life through times. It's very important. The next is economic geology. That we have already said, there are various minerals and various rocks which are present in the earth, which are economically very feasible and valuable. So studying about those minerals, rocks and materials for economic importance. Okay, that is known as economic geology. The example, as we know, petroleum product. In our day-to-day life, we are using various petroleum product, coal, etc. These all are the economically valuable mineral resources. Okay. Yeah. The next is mining geology. The first figure you can see, it is a mine. Okay, the branch of geology deals with the study of application of geology for mining purpose. Okay, then how to select a particular site, what kind of mining should have to be adopted, or what kind of rock is there, what kind of structures are present. All these things comes under this mining geology. Next is civil engineering geology. As we know, everyone knows that in all the aspect of civil engineering field, because it is construction field, so we need to know how these things are formed, how this problem can be resolved, and what are the various construction methods for dams, tunnels, mountains, roads, buildings, etc. Okay, so all this aspect of engineering concerns deals with the study in civil engineering geology. Okay, the next is hydrogeology. Hydrogeology is also, that we have already said that it completely comprises about the hydrogeologic characters, that is water, occurrence, quantity, quality, various parameters, and how to refine, reuse, recharge, everything. Okay, so it is a branch of geology deals with the study of both quality and quantity of water that are present in the rocks in the different states. Okay, then types of water, there are atmospheric water, there are surface water, there are underground water. There are various types of water also present. Then in the image you can see, that is from the earth to the underground, how this water is moving. That is underground water, groundwater. So that is, here you can see confined aquifer, unconfined aquifer, then various layers are there, then various processes. There you have seen some wells, then some bore wells are there, some discharge area you can see, then you can see one stream is there. So finally you can see some water table also for that area. So all the processes which are relating the water, both quality and quantity, is recognized under hydrogeology. Okay. Then you can see about the Indian geology. That is, the branch of geology deals with the study of our motherland in connection with the coal, petroleum. Then what physiography it depends. Then what about the stratigraphy and the economic minerals of India. So completely the mineral resources, rocks, everything related to India is studied under Indian geology. Okay. So thank you.